Take one size 12 woman who wants to shed some pounds for her high school reunion.
Hey, I want to be hot.
Add 3 clever cooks willing to share their skinny secrets. Allow 6 weeks to drop a dress size, and you have a recipe to cook yourself thin. Want to know how to indulge and still lose the bulge? We're gonna show you how. By revamping your favorite foods and cutting the calories. Without sacrificing the flavor, we're gonna teach you how to cook yourself thin. Our challenge today? Getting a 30-something ready for her high school reunion with better versions of a baked egg casserole, French onion soup, and salmon with cream sauce and creamed spinach. Meet Trisha, a successful New York City-based television producer who's constantly on the go. She's gearing up for her 20th high school reunion and wants to go back with confidence and a few absent pounds.
I was a cheerleader in high school. I was in pretty good shape. And I'm gonna go back and see these people after 20 years, and I just don't want to look like a beached whale.
And she has an addiction she can't quite kick.
I love cheese. I mean, you just look at my refrigerator and you can see cheese sticks, brie, blue, Gruyere, pepper jack, cheddar, mozzarella. It is a problem, but it's a problem that's really hard to give up.
So Trisha, is this about what you eat in a day?
Yeah, pretty close to it.
Pretty representative.
I'm sorry, but that hurts.
Yeah, but it's good.
The tough news here is that this stuff is loaded with fat and calories.
See, right now, you are eating about 2,674 calories. Sorry, I know the numbers.
Wow.
So we've got to knock that and get it out.
And the simple math of it is, if you want to drop some pounds, you gotta lose some of the fat and calories.
What's your ideal weight, Trisha?
Around 135, I think.
Okay, 135. So let's times that by 10, which makes 1350, and that's the amount of calories in a day that you should be consuming to hit your target weight.
That's how much you want me to eat.
This is what we're here to show you, that you can easily eat your favorite foods and never compromise on the flavor and lose the extra calories.
But you can make something that...
I can make something very similar to that, I think much more delicious. French onion soup, well, I happen to have been raised in France, so I mean, that was practically in my bottle.
I was raised in Indiana, and I know what you mean. Type of French onion soup.
We can trade secrets, except that mine's going to be loads less fattening than your version, I imagine.
Trish, are you ready to get in that kitchen and start making some changes?
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. Come on.
Let's cook.
All right, so what we were hoping to do today was a good veggie frittata. So swap out your breakfast cheesy sausage thing.
Yeah.
But keep the bacon, keep the cheese, just add a bunch of stuff to bulk it up
Okay.
and make it taste even more delicious.
What exactly is a frittata?
Well, it's like an easy open omelet where you start with sauteing some ingredients, the kind you typically put inside an omelet, then you add some eggs, put it in the oven to finish it off. So it becomes like this puffy, almost cake that you have slices of.
Awesome. Sounds great. Can't wait to eat it. I'm hungry.
Let's get cracking. We're gonna use about 6 eggs for this frittata.
6?
6, yes,
That's a
ma'am.
lot.
It is a lot, but remember, this frittata is not just for you. It's gonna feed about 4 people.
We're going to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna show 2 versions. We've got our egg mixture going. What I'd like to do to bulk it out is put in a little bit of that skim milk.
And this, by the way, in your very busy life, you have leftovers. This is the perfect time to use them up.
Great.
Use your vegetables and then use any leftovers that you want to, providing they're not chunks of cheese.
That usually is my leftover, but...
We're gonna put cheese in, but just not in slab format. So this is a little pecorino, and what we're gonna do is just grate it. So instead of those giant slabs of cheese, we're gonna have nice, freshly grated cheese.
But are you gonna do the whole, like, chunk? Or...
Quarter cup.
Quarter cup.
That's it. That's all you need. You'll taste it.
Cheese in anything is always good.
Olive oil, that's going to go into the pan.
Let's get those vegetables in. In goes a little bit of garlic.
And the onions are going in, because they're like brothers and sisters, aren't they? Onions and garlic do not live well without each other.
Exactly. You guys ready to get in the rest of the vegetables?
Yep, let's do it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can choose what you'd like. I'm gonna go with a little bit of variety.
Okay.
So we've got a little bit of mushroom, a handful of zucchini. Zucchini is a fantastic Mediterranean vegetable.
We're going to go yellow zucchini.
You want a piece of green?
A little bit of green, a little bit of yellow. This is to show you that frittata is the most versatile dish ever.
Okay.
So you can just use exactly what you feel like. And I'm going to use asparagus because I think they're really a vegetable hero. In fact, they're kind of a food hero of mine. They are so delicious, and they're also completely packed with good-for-you things. If you've got a choice and you can have an asparagus, please do yourself a favour and have one.
Look at all those vegetables.
Yum. Where's the bacon?
Bacon! I got the bacon for you. This is actually 2 strips, and I'm using turkey bacon, so great flavor there. Last step, I'm just gonna tear up a few pieces of basil. I want the herbs to stay fresh, right? Herbs are something you tend to add on at the end.
Okay.
My veg are totally ready, and there's plenty of them. There were a lot of handfuls of vegetables in here, but
Right.
they shrunk down because we cooked the water up, but the nutrients are still there.
You've taken nothing out. You've just kept on adding, right?
Exactly. That's the name of the game. That's how you cook yourself thin. Now I'm gonna turn my heat down just a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the egg.
Oh, it just looks really, really good.
We are going to cook it here just until it's just about set.
Okay.
And then, of course, since the heat's on the bottom and sides are gonna set first. The top isn't really gonna set. So we're gonna throw that under the broiler. The broiler's actually gonna puff this up and brown it.
So it really will look like that casserole then.
Yes, it will really look like the casserole, except for the
Awesome.
bread.
Now, because we're doing different ones and we're mixing it up a little bit, I've put less cheese in the mix, and I'm now going to put a little bit more now because I quite fancy a bit of a golden crispy topping. Do you know what I'm saying?
I fancy that too.
Okay, I think we're both ready now.
All right, let's take them over to the broiler.
Let's go.
So this is set about 6 inches from the broiler element. Take about 1 to 3 minutes.
Ooh, let's eat.
Ooh,
Yum.
puffed and golden. So we made them in a non-stick skillet so you can slide them right out of the skillet and then slide away.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, look at that. Why don't you slide that one out?
You want me to try that?
Yes, I
Try
do.
it right now. You got it, it's coming.
Well
It's
done.
coming. Well done.
Now listen, well done, seriously.
Got it.
A little bit of herbs.
It smells fantastic. Wow, that's awesome. So good.
I love the fact you've got so many textures as well.
And it tastes so rich. I mean, it tastes really, really good.
Am I right in thinking that Trisha's bread pudding with cheese, bacon, extra bacon was coming in at a whopping great big 1,022 calories?
And that's almost my day total.
That's almost your day total.
Right.
This, 202.
202, wow.
For this nice big wedge.
Isn't this a fun way to drop a dress size? I'm telling you, if someone told me this was diet food, I'd tell them, no way.
Yeah,
You're kidding.
it's so, so good. Now, if only you guys were in my kitchen every morning with me, then we'd be in really good shape.
Trisha is gearing up for her high school reunion. She's past the first course, breakfast.
That's awesome.
Next lesson, French onion soup.
So we've had delicious frittata for breakfast.
Yep.
And I want to tackle your French onion soup with cheese croutons, or should I say your cheese croutons with a tiny bit of French onion soup.
I like it, definitely.
We're gonna rework that, okay? First things first, no surprise, you are gonna see some onions. So let's get going. Just aim for nice, thin onion slices. All the onions are going in at once.
That's a lot of onions.
So that's the point. When we cook these down for a long period of time, they're gonna caramelize,
Okay.
which brings out the natural sugars. You're just gonna be blown away by the flavor.
And this is the thing, because we're going to cut down on the amount of cheese that we're using, you are actually going to taste the soup, which is
Okay.
going to be a new concept for French onion soup, I get the impression.
Quite a new concept.
So this has only been going now for about 5 minutes. Any flavours that you want to put them in now before the stock goes in. A couple of bay leaves. I'm going to put a slosh of wine. A little slosh, not too much. So literally just to flavour it. Again, we're not going crazy on the alcohol.
And then you're supposed to drink the rest of it, or?
Well, exactly. Yeah. This is the point about cooking yourself thin. You know, we're cutting down calories right, left and centre. Of course it's allowed to have a glass of wine. Of course you must have things that you enjoy. And stock, in fact, is the next ingredient.
Okay.
The main thing to remember with stock, which is shop bought, is go for low sodium because they often put too much salt in it and then you find yourself kind of overpowered by the flavour of it. Why don't you come and stir the pan? I want to hear about your high school reunion
Okay.
because I know that that date is looming in the diary and you're dreading it, aren't you?
Yeah, my high school reunion's coming up, and you know, I'm not the shape I used to be.
Your career is sizzling. You want to sizzle.
I want to be hot.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And you are going to get there, can I tell you?
Oh,
This is
thank
the
you.
first thing to say, is that I have absolute confidence that you're going to get there. Because I know you've done all the diets known to mankind. Is that right?
All the diets known to mankind. I mean, everything you can think of. And what I found is, you know, dieting just doesn't work.
Listen, Trish, if there's one thing above anything else that I totally empathise with you on, it's this. I mean, I have gone from diet to diet to diet, trying, I mean, every substitution. Well, this is it. Cooking yourself thin is learning how to eat the things you love as a lifestyle. So you don't have to sacrifice what you want to eat, you just make some clever swaps. So this is what this is going to look like in 40 minutes. They have caramelised until they're gorgeous. That's very, very sweet and very juicy, extremely rich flavour. Now, a little bit of booze and low-sodium chicken stock. Candice is going to slice up the croutons, which I think is your favourite part, really.
Absolutely. Well, we chose a whole wheat bread for you instead. Whole wheat's gonna keep you fuller longer because it contains fiber. We're gonna toast these dry. We're not adding any fat to them. So 3 minutes in, 400 degrees, that's it.
I noticed your cheese.
Yes.
It looks
Yes.
like real cheese.
It is real cheese. Of course it's real cheese. Because it's so low fat on everything else, I'm going to go for proper Gruyere cheese, which is really, I think, characteristic of French onion soup.
Is there any low-fat version of this stuff?
There probably is, but on this occasion, I'm going to stick with the real cheese because I know for me, that's what's going to satisfy me. This is what I'm looking for, a nice thin slice of cheese. On this, I'd rather have less cheese, but the right cheese for me. Right, so the soup is ready to ladle. Now, this is going inside the bowls. So think about when you're cooking, think about what you're serving the food in. Basically, you're always going to be hungry if you're staring at a great big empty plate with a tiny bit of food in the middle of it. Because it goes into the oven for 10 minutes, you see, just to get lovely and oozy and
gooey.
That goes in nice and hot. So this is broiling just to do the top.
Okay.
That just cooks for 10 minutes.
Looks great.
Doesn't that look beautiful?
Oh, that looks so good, and it smells so good.
It's high time to try this.
Oh, that's great.
Man, that is good.
That is really, really good.
Isn't that delicious?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep eating.
Most important thing I want to know from you, Trish, is that you do not miss that great big ocean of cheese on the top. You've got really good soup flavour.
You know, I actually taste soup now instead of cheese, which is a good thing.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying that because I'm going to hit you with some figures that are going to frighten you in a minute. Your bowl of old French onion soup, 547 calories. Believe it or not, this is only 302 calories.
Oh, it tastes fantastic.
You see, who needs the extra cheese all over the top when you're actually tasting the soup?
It is really delicious.
I'm sorry, I've got to have another bite.
We're getting Trisha back in shape with better choices for breakfast and lunch. Now, we're trading in her oversauced salmon for a mango-glazed version.
So now that you've had a great breakfast, a phenomenal lunch,
It's
it is
time for
on.
dinner.
You got it.
Awesome.
So I know you love salmon, which is, you know, one of those things that people tend to think is super healthy.
Right.
But what you were doing is you were eating it completely wrong. You were butchering the nutrition with the cream sauce. But I'm gonna teach you how to make it the right way with a mango glazed salmon and spinach salad.
That sounds great.
Well, we're gonna get started with a very easy sauce. First, we're gonna take this beautiful mango juice. Now, this right here is
soy sauce.
This is rice wine vinegar. It's great in my Asian flavors. Ginger's an amazing element to add. Lots of flavor, no fat. One more ingredient, cinnamon stick actually, and I love the strong flavor that you get from this. Okay, how do you think that smells, Trish?
Oh, it smells great.
When this is reduced after about 10 to 20 minutes, it's gonna turn into this.
Oh, lovely.
How easy was it to make your own
Great.
sauce?
Very easy.
Perfect, right?
I can do that.
You know what's going in there, you know how many calories are in there, and you're watching exactly what you're eating.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So there's some salmon fillets in the fridge.
I'll get that.
Start on those. These are beautiful salmon fillets. They're about 6 ounces each. Basically, we're adding some moisture, flavor, and we're not adding any extra fat. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven on a broil for about 8 to 10 minutes, but in between, I'm gonna take it out and baste it again with more sauce.
Let's make some salad. So
Okay.
this is your replacement for the creamy creamed spinach, which
But that's okay to eat.
let me put it this way, you could have a forkful of that or an entire side salad for the same amount of calories. So let's make this delicious.
Yum.
I grabbed this rice wine. This is called mirin. Mirin is actually a rice wine, lower in alcohol than sake. It's great to cook with. I'm going 3 parts mirin to 1 part sesame.
We're gonna put a little bit of orange juice in here. I wanted a little bit of sweetness from the carrots. Bean sprouts are great. They add a little bit of color, and they are very low in calories.
Okay.
And then also, I'm sure you've heard of like an Asian pear salad.
Sure.
Okay. Allie cut us up some beautiful Bosque pear. Look at this.
This whole meal has a real emphasis on sweetness. The other meal that you were having had an emphasis on fat. We're using all natural sweetness. And actually, Candace, what about these?
Ooh, okay. So I know you love your croutons.
I like.
So these are sliced almonds, definitely taking the place of buttery croutons.
So plate up,
Plating
shall
up.
we? A little bit of sesame seed for the Asian
Very
look.
pretty.
Very Asian. Green onions or scallions.
Fill it on there.
To your taste, whatever you like. How much more beautiful does that look? It's like art on a plate.
Let's try this. This is a really good substitute for the cream spinach.
Okay, well, speaking of the cream spinach and the other salmon with the little cream pool, you ready for this? That was 1,000 calories.
I've taken this down to 478 calories.
You don't lose any of the taste. It's great.
You don't lose the taste, but you will lose a dress size.
Oh, hey, Harry.
Hi.
Here we go. This is a goodie bag full of ingredients for you. This is to help you cook yourself thin
Okay.
the fun way.
And here's the Cook Yourself Thin cookbook with even more recipes to help you drop a dress size.
The grand total of today, originally 2,674 calories.
That's a lot of calories.
So now we've brought that down. This is an amazing number, you guys. 980 calories.
Wow.
In all 3 meals.
I'm not gonna let you down, and I'm not gonna let me down.
Good luck with cooking yourself thin.
Thank you, and I'll see you in 6 weeks.
See you in 6. 6 weeks ago, we gave Trisha a crash course on eating right by cutting the calories out of her breakfast, lunch, and salmon dinner. Let's see if she's dropped a dress size.
Hello.
Come on in. Hey. Trisha is going to be so psyched you're here because she looks awesome. Excellent. Oh, good.
Here I come.
Oh my God! Sexy thing! Thank you!
Thank you.
Oh, Trisha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I've worked really, really hard, but I saw results. And when you see results, it's like, wow, I can continue doing this.
So, Trish, have you dropped a dress size?
I've actually dropped 2 dress sizes. I am shocked. I've lost 15 pounds.
Wow.
And I have, I want to lose more, but 15 is pretty good.
Pretty good. That's amazing. Jeez, I think you're amazing. But I mean, look at you.
In just 6 weeks, Trisha's gone from a size 12 to an 8. Now that's cooking yourself thin. So, Trish, you're a cook. What'd you think of the food?
Love the food. I mean, I use those recipes in your book so much. And I didn't just make the 3 that you all taught me that day. I made your penne with vodka sauce, and made the enchiladas. You all taught me, think about fish, what you're doing with your fish. And I took what you did and made some other things. So, the recipes you you taught me were fantastic. I learned so much.
Your reunion's coming up. You've got to be excited about seeing all those people in your amazing dress.
I am. I'm so excited. But I just hope when they see me as a very happy, confident person. And, I feel confident and happiness. So.
Well, you radiate confidence, I have to say. It's amazing how a physical change can have such an impact on a person's emotions and confidence.
You know, I just appreciate your help so much. My friends appreciate it. Everyone. I mean, just thank you.
It's been so much fun.
Oh, well, it's been so good seeing you.